Conditions are going to be quite nice. 70 right now, Atlanta, 69 Dallas. Have a taste of winter up in the Intermountain West where Great Falls is 30 degrees right now, and Bismarck 41. Even Seattle currently coming in at 40 in most locations. Today around 86, overnight around 62. Our average high is 80, so running a little above average on our highs. Our average low is 68. Our record high, we may get close to that. Record high is 88 in 1962, but I don't think we'll quite get that high. And our record low is 41 in 1980. Morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Donald Wright from the Coastal Weather Research Center at the University of South Alabama. Over the past couple of days, we've been a little bit warm with highs in the mid and upper 80s. Some of our areas even had lower 90s, but cooler temperatures are going to return to the Gulf Coast as we had a frontal system that pushed through the area overnight last night. Plenty of clear skies and a great weekend in store, so nice weekend. 1987. Of course, we're still in October, which means we're still in hurricane season. It's getting active out in the tropics again. We have Hurricane Omar with 75-mile-per-hour wind, basically south of Puerto Rico. It's going to push through Puerto Rico and portions of the Virgin Islands and then rapidly move off to the northeast. It's not going to affect any land areas in the U.S. We also have Tropical Depression 16 sitting here in portions of the western Caribbean. That could be our next tropical storm, and if it gets a name, it'll be Tropical Storm Paloma as it gradually moves to the west and northwest and just be an interest in portions of Central America. 1920. So again, across the southeast, relatively mild. It's in the 70s, 72 Mobile, 72 Lafayette and Houston. Warm spot in Brownsville currently coming in at 78 degrees. Some 60s up in the northern portions, and those will begin to push down into the southeast overnight tonight. And again, we can expect some mid-50s for right here in Mobile. The reason for it, we have plenty of clear skies, and during the overnight hours, as you have these clear conditions, allows the heat to basically escape the atmosphere. Nothing to hold it in. When you have the cloud cover, it kind of acts like a blanket to hold in the temperatures. So we are going to have. Well, according to the calendar, we've been in fall for 2 weeks, and we have settled into that typical fall time pattern where we have mild days and cool nights. Also have a rocking weekend in store for the Gulf Coast as Bayfest hits the streets of downtown Mobile. So get out and enjoy some of your favorite artists who will be in the downtown region over the next 3 days. Our high today around 81, overnight around 59. Very close to average. Our average high is 83, average low is 62. Our record high, though, is 95 in 1904. Got down to 43 in 1984 for our record low. Mostly 60s in the northern portions of the southeast, 61 Nashville, 63 Little Rock and Oklahoma City. Now as you get a little bit closer to the coast, you're in the low 70s, and of course we have plentiful sunshine, so it's going to warm up rather rapidly, and we'll see 80s by the afternoon, low to mid 80s in certain areas, 72 Mobile right now, 73 Lafayette and Houston and Brownsville, you're currently coming in at 80 degrees. All across the southeast, we just have clear conditions. We had a frontal system that pushed through 2 days ago. Now this system is way out into the Atlantic and has rapidly moved through the area, and it's brought a lot of cooler, drier area in off the continent, so a very nice few days we've had, and this is going to continue over the next couple of days as well. Basically, all across the nation right now, 64 in Raleigh, also in Atlanta. Our warm spot, Miami, coming in at 82 degrees, 58 degrees in New York City, 52 in Chicago. Bismarck, you're at 47 in the mile-high city of Denver, currently coming in at 63 degrees. We're being controlled by area of high pressure. Clockwise flow around the high brings northerly winds off the continent. That's why we have the cooler, drier conditions. But we also have an area of low pressure that's sitting to our north. It's going to try to push through the region over the next 48 hours, but it's basically just going to dissipate. And the only thing we can expect over the next couple of days is a few high clouds, but no rainfall is really anticipated across the southeast. Most of the rain is going to stay in southern Florida and also through an exiting low pressure system through the New England states. And you can see this on our national map. Have an area of low pressure sitting up in New York City up through Maine, Vermont, Massachusetts, continue to push off to the northeast. We'll move into Canada, and we have the cold front that's extending out into the Atlantic. But out west of us, not too bad. Generally clear conditions, and all across the southeast and even the midsections of the nations are relatively nice. So for today, plentiful sun. It will be warm, high of 81 degrees. Winds out of the north at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. For your drive home this evening, around 70 degrees, 77 degrees by 6 p.m. Clear conditions, 63 degrees by midnight. We'll maintain clear skies all night. So clear, comfortable this evening. If you'll notice, though, we'll have the winds out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. That's that area of low pressure trying to push through here, but it will disappear over the weekend as we head for an overnight low tonight around 59 degrees. For tomorrow, mostly sunny, mild. Winds will return out of the north at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, and your high tomorrow around 80 degrees. Now, over the next 5 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, great weekend for the Gulf Coast. You get out and enjoy some of the festivities at Bayfest, or if you're going to go to an area high school football game for tomorrow night, just make sure you take a light jacket with you, as it will be kind of cool with overnight lows in the low 60s. Monday, Tuesdays, you start off your work week. Next week, not bad, just generally partly cloudy conditions. Highs will stay in the low 80s, and overnight lows will stay in the mid 60s. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Donald Wright from the University of South Alabama Coastal Weather Research Center. Been relatively dry for the past few days. None of us will complain with the sunny skies and cooler conditions, but we needed some rain and got some much needed rain yesterday, and that's lingering on through this morning. But skies will clear a little later on this afternoon. We've got a nice weekend in store for the Gulf Coast. It will be mild under partly cloudy conditions. 81 degrees should be our high today, around 62 for our low. 81 is our normal high, and our average low is 70 degrees. Record high was 92 in 1884. In 1964, it got down to 43 degrees for a record low. Going back 12 hours, a lot of showers in southeast and southwest Alabama. And again, we had a few showers over in Mississippi and Louisiana. We had a trailing cold front. You can see as this line has pushed through portions of Escambia County over towards Covington County and even to other portions of southeast Pike County, southeast Alabama. This is the frontal system. You had brought a lot of active weather. Had us a tornado report around Covington County, around the Red Oak community. So had some damage reported there for a potential tornado. But overall, things are beginning to quieten down somewhat as we have generally clear conditions. No rain showing off to our west. Take a little closer look again around Hattiesburg, around Biloxi. Generally, the rain is gone from those areas. A few little spotty showers here in Mobile. Had some showers push through Escambia County, around Atmore over towards Bruton and Flomaton. That's continued to rapidly push off to the east and northeast. So again, most of our rain should be over for the remainder of the afternoon. 76 degrees Mobile, 71 Lafayette, 73 in Houston, 77 in San Antonio, and it's 65 Little Rock, Jackson, Nashville, and Atlanta, 82 degrees in Jacksonville, and 83 degrees in Tampa. A lot of high clouds showing up on the infrared satellite picture. This is basically the cloud tops. The brighter, the whiter the colors, the higher the tops, the more strong the thunderstorms are. And you can see, again, some flare-ups here along portions of northwest Florida, south central and southeastern Alabama. This is what brought all the active weather to their area, and it showed up very well on the satellite. 73 degrees Houston, 69 Dallas, 66 Denver. Take a trip up to the northeast. Right now, New York, 60 degrees, 70 degrees in Raleigh. And our warm spot, Miami, currently at 86 degrees. Area of low pressure and cold front is what's been controlling our weather for the past couple of days. It has slipped off to the east of us now. Still some lingering showers into portions of the Florida Panhandle, but most of our rain is over. And over the next 48 hours, we say goodbye to the system as it pushes out into the Atlantic. Continues slowly to move up into portions also around the low pressure. It'll be around Virginia into the Carolinas, and then eventually pushing out into the Atlantic Ocean as well. And on the national picture, again, high clouds, a lot of rain showers up through the Great Lakes. A lot of this is pushing into Canada now, but you can clearly see the trailing cold front all the way down into the Gulf of Mexico. But this system is now out of our area, so we will have to deal with some morning showers, but it will clear a little bit later on with a high of 80. Winds will be out of the west at 10 to 15 miles per hour. For your drive home this evening, around 76 degrees, partly to mostly cloudy conditions, but I think the rain will be out here, and we'll even see some sunshine as you head home. Around 9 o'clock, 71 degrees. We'll have to deal with some fog overnight tonight. A lot of areas got a lot of rain, some areas as much as 4 and 5 inches of rain, a little bit less in certain areas. But needless to say, the ground is saturated now, so good ingredients we need for fog to form overnight tonight. So partly cloudy, fog, around 63 degrees, winds out of the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm, high of 81, winds out of the northwest at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. As you move into the next 5 days, head into the weekend, not too bad. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday looks like partly cloudy conditions, highs in the low to mid-80s. Monday, as you start off your work week, next week, 20% chance of rain with a high of 84 and an overnight low around 67 degrees.